is down, what's left is right.
G'day everyone, how's it going? We're just about to hit the beach. We've come up to Bribie Island for the day. Going to do a day trip up here. Beautiful sunny day. Temperature's about 22, 23 degrees at the moment. It's a little bit windy, but the water's calm. So we've just finished airing down the vehicles and we're about to hit the track. So with us today, we've got Shane in the Padge and we've got Tim and Sarah along with the Amarok. First time for them hitting the beach, so we've aired them down and we're just going to see how we go. Hopefully not get too stuck, but if we do, it'll make for great viewing. So stick around and check it out. We started today's adventure at Warren Beach on Bribie Island's eastern side and took the Bribie Beach Access Track. The track was a bit bumpy in spots, but wasn't too soft under tyre, but definitely needed to keep a good steady pace and air down. Before getting on the beach, you will need your beach driving permit. You can find it online at Queensland National Parks. Click on the vehicle permits, log in or create an account and follow the steps. There are vehicle monitoring cameras, so be aware. After about 10 minutes, we hit the beach and the access was easy peasy. And the beach was perfect. So unfortunately we got here and there's not much hard sand left, so we're driving in a bit of a soft. We're just taking it nice and easy. Didn't get stuck at the entrance, which is a good sign. So we're just gonna keep cruising up. We're gonna go out and check out the forts and the gun emplacements, and then we're gonna see where we're at for high tide for beach left, and then we'll probably come back to one of the lagoons, probably Mermaid Lagoon, and camp up there, have some lunch and a bit of a swim and a paddle. There are 4 lagoons on the way up: Freshwater Creek Lagoon, Norfolk Creek, Mermaid Lagoon and Wellesby Lagoon. Plenty of spots to stop along the way. It was about 45 minutes or so to the top of the vehicle access area and the World War II forts and gun tower. Constructed between 1940 and 1942 to defend the northwest channel of Moreton Bay, more info can be found on the Queensland Parks website. A great place to see firsthand some of our more recent history. We recommend making the trip up and taking the time to visit, as you just don't know how long these will be around for. So we're just at the top of Bribie, or as far as we can go in the vehicles anyway. See the forts over my shoulder there. We're going to head back down the beach. The kids are dying for a swim, so we're going to head back down probably 5 or 10 minutes or so, find a nice spot, set up, cook some lunch, have a swim and a bit of a feed, and that should be happy days. Such a glorious day today. It's a little bit windy, but it's not bad. Look, you can't get much better than this. Like, really, this is El Primo. All right, we're heading back down the beach now. Actually, I'm going to send this to Dean. Dean, you're missing out. You should be here. We'll get you next time. I won't put that in. I'm just going to use this as background footage. I'm not doing a cooking segment.
Why not?
What?
This is how you cook sausages.
This is how you cook sausages. Put them in the pan, make sure the pan's hot, and then turn them vigorously. Turning. Oh, blowout. I've wrecked it already. Don't look. I've wrecked it. Blowout. You got the bangers on. Oh, it's not too bad. Kid said it was really cold, but it's nice. There we go with it. Some eagles up there. Sailboat over there. Morton Island's over there. There's some birds out here catching bait fish before. Calandra's up there. It's beautiful. Oh, look, there's a bit of a fillet. Fish fillet. Woo. Woo. Yeah. We're up my pants. If you are going to come to Bribie, definitely recommend coming at low or either side of low. There is a massive beach all the way. We come up and it was high tide. It was about an hour before high and we were right up there in the soft. It was passable, but it was hard going. Not to mention thirsty. The old patrol drank it. So a couple of the new guys that come had a few questions about sand driving and a few tips for sand driving as it was their first time today. So I thought I'd share a couple of the things. Everyone has a different opinion about what's right and what's wrong and do's and don'ts. The first one is obviously every four-wheel driver should know, let your tyres down. You don't want to be hitting the beach with 50 psi in your tyres. It's not going to end well for you. So what we do is we drop ours, depending on tyre size. With my 33s, I drop mine down to around 22 to 25. The Amarok that was here earlier with us today, Tim's Amarok, we dropped him down to 25. He had a really low profile and it did help to balloon it out a bit. Generally, if it's low tide and it's fairly hard, you could probably go sit around that 25 psi. But if you're driving at high tide in the soft, you might need to drop it down probably around 18 psi, maybe a little bit lower, just depending on it. And what that does is when you let your tyres down, it increases the footprint of the tyre in the sand and it helps with that traction in that soft stuff. The other tips would be, for any first timers, would be momentum is king. You don't want to go too fast, but you don't want to go too slow either. If you go too slow, you might take your foot off the accelerator, and because your speed's not up, you might just stop and then you get yourself in a bit of trouble. And likewise, the beaches do have speed limits. You don't want to go so fast that you're bouncing around all over the place and stuff's flying everywhere, so you've got to drive to the conditions. And when you're exiting and entering the beach, usually it's through a lot of soft sand, so you want to keep your speed up, keep that momentum going. If you've got a modern vehicle with traction control, you might want to turn that off. I would recommend turning off your traction control. Put it in sand driving mode if you've got sand driving mode or an off-road mode. Depending on the track in and out, and if you're high or low, you'll probably be in low range as well. Some new vehicles don't have low range transfer cases, so that's where you want to turn your traction control off. You may want to put a rear locker on. So you want to try and avoid sharp turns with your steering wheel. When you're in the soft stuff, your best is to follow the tracks that are there and not drive with the grooves, the trails, not against them, and just, you know, nice and smooth, let the car go, follow the track where it wants to go. Because if you're trying to fight it, you can get into all sorts of problems where tracks crisscross and your wheels are facing this way. They might want to go with these tracks and your rear wheels want to go that way, and then you can end in trouble, especially if you've got a bit of speed up. And then likewise, when you're stopping, slow gradually. If you hit the brakes, you're going to build up a heap of sand in front of your tyres, especially if they lock up, and then that could cause you a bit of grief when you start trying to go again. And then when you pull up at the beach and you want to start going again, nice easy acceleration. You don't want to spin the wheels. As soon as you start spinning the wheels, that's when you're going to dig down into the sand, and it's not going to end well for you. Another tip would be travel in a group. Try not to go by yourself. It's always better with a mate, and also if you get stuck, it's a bit hard to snatch yourself out. When you're traveling in a convoy, give a good distance between cars so that if you have to turn or something happens, then you can maneuver out of the way quickly, and also helps with seeing oncoming traffic, especially when the tide's up and you might only have one or maybe two lanes as such. You might not be able to see other cars, so if you're zigzagging in and out and you come out and there's another car there and you couldn't see it, you could cause a collision. So give yourself room, enough room that you can maneuver safely and slow down and stop safely. Another tip would be carry a UHF with you. If you haven't got a hard mounted one, like a traditional one that mounts into your dash or whatever, just get a handheld. We've got some little kids handheld UHF. They are brand name, I forget what brand name they are, but they're Uniden. So we've got a handheld Unidens, little kids ones. They're like this big, but they are absolutely perfect for about, 2 to 3, maybe 500 meters line of sight. $100 for a pack of 3. The only downside is they chew the batteries, but that also helps with communications when you're in a convoy. So if someone's right at the back, something happens, they can pull ahead, convoy can pull off and wait for the stragglers. So when you're up the beach too, it's a good idea to carry some basic recovery gear with you. The main things would be a snatch strap and some rated shackles. It's also a good idea to have rated recovery points. A lot of vehicles won't actually have rated recovery points. So if you haven't, there's plenty of aftermarket options in that regard. And then the next step up would be a set of these recovery boards. They come in many sizes, shapes, brands, colors. Really good. I haven't had to use mine yet. I have once. I used them for Gaz's cruiser to pull that out. Normally I use his stuff when I get stuck. But good to have a bit of added redundancy. So if you do get stuck and you're away from your convoy or traveling by yourself, at least then you've got a good chance of self-recovery. So there you go. There's a couple of tips for your beach driving, and get out there and enjoy the place. After lunch and a swim, we headed back up to the forts for one more look. Late afternoon saw a heap of kangaroos come down to the beach. Rightio, sun's about gone down, it's time to head home. You ready to go, guys? No, want to stay? Yeah. No, we can't, we're gonna go. Killer whales. You get the killer whales. Murdering all those innocent bait fish up there. On our way back down to Warren, we noticed something odd in the water. And as we got closer, we realised it was a pod of dolphins. How awesome is that? Another tip, remember to wash your truck when you get back. Make sure you get all the salt and the sand out of everywhere. There'll be sand in places you didn't even know you had places, so do a thorough job. It should be right for the next trip. Hey, thanks for coming along with us on our adventure up to Bribie Island. It's such a beautiful day. Blue skies, clear water, nice flat, nice calm for the kids to play in. Awesome beach, found a mint spot under the trees to camp up and have a bit of a feed. Such a great day. It's actually been quite a few years since we've been up there last time, and it's definitely going to be on our list again real soon to get up there, and hopefully even do a camp up there. It was such a great spot. Really enjoyed it, and hopefully you've enjoyed it too. So if you have, make sure you hit that thumbs up, help spread the video out far and wide, and also hopefully we've earned your subscription today, and hit that bell notification. That way you can keep up to date with all of our videos, with all of our content, and hopefully we'll see you out there on the track somewhere. If you do see us driving around, make sure you come say good day, and remember, the weeks are long but the weekends are short, so get out there, chase the weekend. Catch up.